In the vibrant and complex world of South African politics, few figures are as polarizing and provocative as former President Jacob Zuma. Known for his bold and often controversial statements, Zuma has once again sparked intense public debate, this time with a radical proposal to overhaul South Africa's electoral system. In a recent interview, he suggested replacing the current voting process with a system that allocates specific voting stations, or drums, to political parties. This idea, according to Zuma, would simplify the voting process and strengthen party loyalty. However, the proposal has also drawn criticism, with detractors raising concerns about its potential to foster division, voter intimidation, and even regression from the principles of democratic inclusivity. Today, we'll unpack this controversial suggestion, exploring its potential implications for South Africa's democracy. We'll take a deep dive into Zuma's vision, examine the arguments for and against his proposal, and consider its historical context. By the end of this video, we hope to provide you with a nuanced understanding of this issue and invite you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. To understand why this proposal has caused such an uproar, we first need to look at the foundations of South Africa's current electoral system. South Africa employs a proportional representation system, where voters cast their ballots for a political party rather than individual candidates. Seats in parliament are then allocated based on the percentage of votes each party receives. This system is designed to ensure inclusivity, giving smaller parties a voice in the political process while reflecting the country's diverse population. The system was adopted in 1994, during the country's transition from apartheid to democracy. At the time, it was seen as the best way to foster unity in a nation deeply divided by race, ethnicity, and political ideology. Over the years, this model has allowed for a broad spectrum of political representation, from the African National Congress, ANC, to smaller parties like the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, and the Democratic Alliance, DA. However, the system is not without its critics. Some argue that it creates a disconnect between voters and their representatives, as members of parliament are not directly elected by constituencies. This has led to calls for electoral reform, with some advocating for a mixed system that combines proportional representation with constituency-based voting. Zuma's proposal, however, takes these calls for reform in a very different direction. In his interview, Zuma painted a vivid picture of his envisioned system. He described designated voting stations for each political party, symbolized by large drums where voters would cast their ballots. For example, supporters of the ANC's military wing, Umkhonto we Sizwe, would vote at a drum specifically marked for them. Similarly, other parties like the Inkatha Freedom Party, IFP, would have their own designated areas. According to Zuma, this system would make it easier for voters to identify and support their preferred party while strengthening party loyalty. Proponents of this idea argue that it could streamline the voting process, reduce confusion, and make elections more efficient. They also believe it could foster a stronger sense of identity and solidarity within political parties. In a country where party loyalty often plays a central role in political life, such a system might resonate with certain segments of the population. However, the proposal has also been met with fierce criticism. Critics argue that visibly separating voters by party affiliation could lead to voter intimidation and stigmatization, especially in politically polarized regions. In a country still grappling with the legacy of apartheid and ongoing political tensions, this system could exacerbate divisions rather than promote unity. Furthermore, the secrecy of the ballot, a cornerstone of democratic elections, would be compromised, as individuals' political choices would become visible to others. Concerns have also been raised about the logistical and constitutional challenges of implementing such a system. South Africa's constitution guarantees free and fair elections, conducted in a manner that ensures inclusivity and equality. Introducing party-specific voting stations would likely require significant amendments to electoral laws and the constitution itself. It would also necessitate extensive public consultation and approval, which could be a lengthy and contentious process. Beyond the practical challenges, the proposal has sparked broader questions about Zuma's motivations and mental state. Some critics have dismissed his idea as outlandish, with one commentator even suggesting that his sickness has worsened.